information, which is necessary for your new dimension. I encourage you to continue listening to this program, because on each episode, there is always something to learn. I also encourage you to watch this to the end, because at the end, there is always a story that will convey the relevant message for you to understand. And it will also make it to stay longer with you, so you can process the information. This is very, very key. We started an episode on the various ways that we learn. What are the various ways by which human beings acquire information? We started in the last episode, and we now talk about, we said it was divided into 3 places. We've started on the platform for which we need to learn, and those are the sense organs. We learn through our sensory pathways. And in this episode, we are going to part 2, the various ways. I'm going to enumerate them, the various methods by which we learn as a human being, by which we acquire information. We said that the worst sickness on earth is ignorance. And the only antidote to tackle ignorance is information. And therefore, if information is the only way that can tackle ignorance, it means it's the most important thing we need to pursue on earth. If there is anything to pursue, is to pursue information. Because if you have any information on any area of your life, it means you are no longer ignorant, and it means you can excel in that area. That is why we are taking information on this program, on this platform, very heavy. What are those various ways? I still remain your regular anchor, Dr. Daniel Otto. Listen carefully for this episode. There are so many ways that we can learn. I'm going to enumerate them one by one. I have up to like 26, 27 methods. I'm going to mention them in rapid succession so that we can expand on them when we settle down. One of the ways that we learn, number 1, is inquisition. The ability to ask questions is very, very, very key. And I'm going to expand it a little, because this world is packaged with mysteries. You came into this world in a mystical form. There are so many things you don't understand without asking questions. Brothers, ladies, and gentlemen, you will not be able to understand. And therefore, a man that asks questions is always on his way going to another level. You may be a fool for 5 minutes by asking questions, but a man that does not ask questions may be a fool forever. That is how it is said. So your skill of asking questions is a key way of learning and taking you to the future. No wonder this skill of inquisition is very, very important, and is number 1, is placed on number 1. Why? There is no person that is making a headway in this world, and a great person, that does not ask questions. Can I even shock you? Everybody that has gone through a university and as a graduate in this world, apart from just stopping at secondary school, you must have gone through questions. Before you pass exam and you are given a degree as a graduate, you must have done a project. Why am I dragging that? For you to have done a project, you must have gone through a process of questionnaire. Before you do a project, those pool of questions that you pull and went out to do, to offer it, to administer to people or respondents, those are pool of questionnaires. And that is why there is no single person that is a graduate without going through without going through that skill of asking questions. There are pool of questionnaires that you administer before you were given that degree. In the world of academics, in the world of publishing, they say if you don't publish, you perish. That is, if you don't do a research, every one of us on a daily basis, we will be doing a research by asking questions. No wonder for anybody to move to a next level, you must be able to ask questions. Even biblically in the Bible, for so many people, they will ask questions for their life to be clear. So if you don't ask questions, my brothers and sisters, you'll be stagnated. Parents, any of your child that asks questions too well is a child that you need to give attention to, and that is why you must provide answers to any questions that your child is asking. Very, very important. A child that is inquisitive, asking questions on a regular basis, is a child going somewhere. Encourage them to ask questions. Daddy, what is it all about? Settle down and answer them well. If not, my brothers, their brain will not expand. What makes our brain to expand is our ability to ask questions, because what you don't know can kill you, and when you ask questions and you know, the road is clear. So the skill of inquisition is still number one. That is one of the major ways. You see, a professor cannot become a professor without publishing papers, more than 30, 40, 50 articles. And it is done by inquisition, by pool of questions, questionnaire, quantitative research, and there are also qualitative. We'll go to talk about them in full details when we enter into the session. But listen, number two is reading and studying. You read through the eyes. There's a difference between reading. Reading you can just go through, but studying brings out research, going into details. So one of the ways that we also learn reading and studying, a man, if you want to be a leader, you must be a reader. Voracious reading. You need to be aggressive in reading, voraciously consuming anything that comes your way. Read all manner of things that are necessary for your future. Spiritual books, academic books, professional books, business books, and the things that can make you, character books that can take you to the next level. These are very, very key. What are other ways that we learn? Listening is very, very key. As a man, you need to be able to listen well, active listening. So many people don't listen. If you don't listen, you cannot go far. Listen to instructions. Your ability to be calm, to be focused, to concentrate when somebody is talking to you, and giving him active listening is very key for you to learn. Many people fail because when they are giving them instruction, they don't settle down to listen. So listening is a necessary skill for the next level. Brothers and sisters, take listening very, very important, because it's a way. Because of time, I may not want to go into too much details. What are other ways of learning? Observation. Once you are a careful observer, you can easily know the true secret behind what any person is doing. This is the skill behind mentorship. Because if you can observe somebody who has done well, who is going well, you can easily know the secret behind the greatness of that person. This is very, very key. So observation. You see a person that wants to go far, will observe every detail about a man that has skill, a man of expertise. He will be really watching and observing what is there. Mentorless generation is a useless generation. These days of our generation, people take mentorship very carelessly, and that is why we don't go far. Mentorship is observation. Observing those that have gone far, observing those that have made impact. And when you observe carefully, oh my God, you'll be able to know the secret behind their greatness. This is very, very key. What are other ways? Instruction. Oh, one of the best way for one to learn is listening to instruction. Instruction can take you far. People can waste so many years of going to read, of going to training and all that, but instruction pass you, it will boycott all those obstacles and hindrances and set you on a pedestrian that you can easily go forward. What are those instructions? Divine instruction, scriptural instruction, parental instruction, professional instruction, career instruction, and all prophetic instruction. All these instructions are very key for your next level. Listen to instruction very well. A man that is traveling on a journey, who has gone through a journey before, will tell you, don't pass through this road. Follow that instruction. You will not enter into any calamity. That's what we're talking about. What are other ways of learning? Brainstorming. These are the method or process of generating ideas between people so that we can make headway and be able to solve a problem. Brainstorming, many people have left brainstorming around. When issues have become a puzzle, make people to sit down. People will begin to brainstorm and generate ideas. No one man is an island. We rely on other people to be able to access information. So what are we talking about? By brainstorming, people give you ideas that you can add to what you have. You are not the only person. So many other people have been given ideas by God. You use others when you brainstorm and you can generate ideas together to be able to solve a puzzle. A good manager, when things get tough, will bring those that are thinking tankers, or the think tankers, those that think very well in an organization, bring them together and put them in a room so they can brainstorm. Through brainstorming, I'm telling you, there will be a way forward. This is very, very key. What are other ways that we can learn? Mistake is very, very important. We can use mistake or failures to learn. Many people that have achieved greatness, people that have even gone into innovations and the rest, most of them failed so many times. Alas, people like Michael Faraday and the rest, they failed more than 1,000 times, but they didn't give up. But that mistake, that failure was like a teacher to them. So don't make mistake as a stumbling block. A failure or mistake should be as a stepping stone, a stepping point for your next level. That is what we are saying. But a man who hit his head one time and still hit his head second and third time is not worthy to learn. So mistake is a way of learning from past failures on why you made that mistake so that you don't enter into it the next time. This is very important. What of experience? Experience is another way of learning. People say that experience is the best teacher. Experience is a good teacher, but I don't think experience is the best teacher. Why? There are some experiences that you will encounter that you may not be able to come out of it and give the story. Those experiences are not best teachers. Experience is the best teacher, is a good teacher, but may not be the best teacher. So many people had experience and they enter into the hand of 419. Some of them developed stroke and they died in the process. What experience are you going to share, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen? That's what we're talking about. So experience is a teacher, experience is a good teacher, because if you have experience and somebody is talking, you will know that the person is talking from lack of experience because he has not gone through that way. But experiences that are too hard that we cannot survive it, let it not come our way. What are other ways of learning? Guidance and counseling. Every one of us must have guidance, because in school these days, so many schools, we don't have guidance and counseling session anymore, because those are the things that guide those that are coming behind us to be able to know which way to go. So many people don't even know the profession they need to choose. But by guidance and counseling, they will now be appropriated. They will be shown the best way, the best profession that suits their purpose. Some of them don't even know the kind of topic or the subject they need to take for them to even actualize in a profession, for them to come out in a profession and others. So guidance and counseling will put us in a way so that we can be able to move forward. So counseling provides options, various options for one to choose from. And that is why these things are very important for us to learn from. We have talked on mentorship, which is based on observation. Mentorship is very, very key. We need mentorship in this our generation. So many people are acting evil because they don't have mentors. You must choose somebody as a role model who will inspire you. Choose an inspiration. Look for somebody who has gone very far in the area that you want to excel. Be it in the area of religion, be it in the area of your profession, be it in the area of your career, be it in the area of business. You see people making it in the area of how were they able to do it. Choose a mentor, a role model, and begin to study them. You can even make contact with them. You can look for them. You can even go and pay homage. And through that aspect, secrets will be unveiled to you so that you can move forward. These are the things we are talking about. What are other ways that we learn? Through our dreams. God packaged dreams so it can take you to another level. There are so many ways that God speaks to us. One of them is through dreams. If you take your dreams very carelessly, my brothers, sisters, you may not go far. There are so many people that have been warned in the dream not to do so and so. They went against those dreams, and today, they have been paralyzed. They have been cut short. Some of them are 6 feet below the ground level. They have died long ago because of lack of sensitivity to their dreams. Brothers, I like you to take your dreams very, very seriously, because they are ways that can take you to another level. What are other ways of learning? Training is key. Training. If you don't train them, don't blame them. Training is a way of going to a place where you sit down, so you can be given relevant tutoring, relevant ways where you'll be patterned for the area that you need to excel. This is very, very important. It's the art of teaching in a particular skill and character or knowledge that you want. This is training. And this is why people need to be trained. If you are saying that your people or your organization is not moving forward, how far have you gone with training? Not only training and retraining. People must be trained regularly so that they can make more input. They can be refresher training. Training makes us, our ideas to be up to date. There are so many things that are obsolete, outdated. It is through training we can update ourselves so that we can be up to date with the relevant information. The world is a jet age, a global village, and many things are happening on the regular basis. Dynamism and all that are happening. So if we are not updated, my brothers and sisters, you will not keep up with the jet age. So many things are happening. These are the things we are talking about. What other things? Education, formal education. People go to school to acquire education, go to formal universities, go to formal colleges and acquire education so that you can be, because your brain functions when you are educated. Your brain expands. You can always see a difference in people's performance. Those that are not educated and those that are educated, the way of thinking is different. My brother, go to school. It's very, very important, because you need to move forward. Your brain needs to be enlarged. Once your brain is enlarged, so many innovations can come in. And that is why we're talking about, because the things they give you in school will enlarge your brain. Social interaction, global interaction. These are things that help you to move from one level to another. So these are very, very important. Even learning from subordinates are very, very key. Not only from mentors, learn from subordinates. People around us, every now and then things are speaking from those that are around us, from things that are around us, even from the environment are speaking to us. So you must use your ears to be able to know, brothers and sisters, how these things are done. These are very, very key issues that we need to talk about. And through this, we can learn. I'm going to come out in the second edition so that we can make it not too long. So I'm going to break this at this point for part one of this session, and we'll now go to another session of the various ways that we can learn. You need to take responsibility for information acquisition. These are very, very key. A man one day was looking for a responsible officer to employ, because responsibility is key to possibilities. Once you cannot take responsibility for acquiring information, my brothers, you cannot go far. If you must make a mark, you must make a move. If you must make a reach, you must stretch yourself. That's what we're talking about. For every possibility, there must be responsibility. This man was looking for a responsible officer to employ. Somebody appeared and said, "Oh, brother, oh, officer, please employ me. I'm a responsible officer." So the officer asked him, he said, "If you want me to employ you, how do you think that you are responsible?" Guess the answer that this man said. It will interest you to know. What did he say? He said, my officer, sir, every place that I have been working, all the places I have worked from now, I have worked in more than 10, 12, 20 places. And all those places, whenever things go wrong, anything gets spoiled, they told me I'm the one responsible. I'm the one responsible for things getting spoiled here. This one getting spoiled here. This man say, this is not the kind of responsibility I'm looking for. That is what we're talking about. It is not that kind of responsibility that we're talking about. Responsibility in terms of taking time, in terms of knowing that you are the one that should take advantage. You are the one that should make a move. What are we talking about? Stay tuned for the next episode. You need to take responsibility for your information if you must move to another level. stay tuned to the Daily Positive Living Principle program, and your life will not remain the same again. God bless you, really good. Stay tuned for another episode.